Hey, Back to the Future guys and gals. Special hello to the DeLorean Time Machine Builders Group. I believe that this is the first time that anyone has ever done a video on all the parts needed for the DeLorean Time Machine. So here we go. This is a cabinet with my bits and pieces. Just to give you an idea of the quality of some of this stuff. These are original wires, probably from the 40s or 50s, you know, back when they were covered with cotton. Those are going to be used in the car. If you look in a couple of these drawers, you'll recognize most of the parts. Those are a lot of the plugs for the different hoses. You know, here's a few more plugs. I mean, everything is in here. All kinds of wiring. I even have the wiring for the heating element on the driver's side pontoon. But just to look in some of these hose clamps of every size, I mean, all kinds of stuff. I mean, too much to pull out. You know, here's some of the wiring for the heating element in the driver's side pontoon. But, you know, just drawer after drawer of just nothing but treasures. You know, all kinds of tape, all kinds of fasteners. Speaking of fasteners, here on the second shelf are the fasteners for the wires for the DeLorean Time Machine. Here's one size here. Here's another size. Yes, I have the purple ones right here. You know, originally, I think the original car didn't have purple ones. I believe they were blue, but from being in the sun, they went ahead and faded. But here, the wire crimpers or wire holders, whatever you want to call them, the different sizes. Down here, I have more hoses. I have the sheathing that's used on the vents here. On the top here, I have extra pieces, an extra wormhole emitter. A lot of the Back to the Future lights, LED and non-LED. So let's go around the corner here. Okay, back to more jewels of the Nile. What do we have here? We have more of the wire connectors here. I got two sets. Pretty nice quality. Now, if you notice the VSR in the DeLorean Time Machine, I have three of them. What's unique about these is one I got from Gary Weaver, this one, and it has his signature on the inside, and it's functional. But I also have these two here. This one is made out of plastic, and when I went to the 2012 DeLorean Time Machine convention, I met Bruce Colum there, and we're sitting at a table getting ready to eat, and it's a round table, and Bruce says, Ed, what? Hey, Claudia's sitting right next to you. Why don't you get her to sign some of your props? And I look over, boy, I'm telling you, I'm really with it. I miss that altogether. So I got Claudia to sign this VCR and VSR, I mean. And this one was plastic. It was also signed by Bob Gale, Kevin Pike. Oh, yes. Then this metal one here, which is functionable. It's got all the electronics. It just needs Bruce's magic to make it work. Signed by Kevin Pike, Bob Gale, Claudia again, but also from my BTTF bud, Joe Washer. Now, it was great meeting all the BTTF people there. Joe was really, really cool. As you know, Joe built and headed the team of the restoration of the A car in Universal Hollywood. So anyway, he needed a bunch of parts for the car because a lot of them were stolen, missing, whatever. So I think Bob Gale sent a letter out to the community for help. Well, anyway, Joe called me, or he emailed me, and he was looking for two parts he needed my help with. One was the green tubes, and the other was the orange and black hose. that goes on the outside of the bulkhead. So anyway, I knew a guy in Texas. His name was Scott D. Great guitarist. I mean, great. He sent me some of his music. I will never be that good on the guitar. He was amazing. Well, he had an original tube. So anyway, I talked to him and he shipped it to me and I shipped it to Joe. Anyway, Joe was still looking for the green tubes and I had a reproduction of them that were green tubes that were just a little bit smaller. And we knew they came from a helicopter, they came from the rotor, whatever. But anyway, he had me measure mine and send it to him and send him pictures of the numbering on it. Well, with all of that, he was able to find the originals, and knowing Joe, he probably did make 2 or 3 sets of them. But anyway, so that's how the DeLorean Time Machine, the A car, got the green tubes and the orange and black hose for the bulkhead. Well, right here is my Touring fan. I know you've seen those before. This was made by Video Bob, Robert Mosley. And what's cool is that my car has a Johnny Neutron Green, Jimmy Neutron Green motif. So everything turns green. A few more extra capacitors that I had. Here is my flex capacitor built by hand by Bruce Colum. Now what's cool about this is it has the green theme too. But this one has, what does it have? It has original relays. I gotta kind of turn this on the side, and it's heavy too, boy. I mean, we're not talking no lightweight here. Okay. Oh, I bet it weighs 15 pounds. But all the parts are real. The cabinetry. Anyway, here's the relays. They're real. Here's the stickies. They're not on there yet. I've never really used it. But what's cool is this has lights and it also has sound effects. But these are real authentic relays. Kovac, something like that. I'm not sure of the name. Anyway, and next to this is another set of the oil canisters that I have. And, you know, they're 50, 60 years old. Couple parts, real steel, that need to go on the flux capacitor. What we have right here are the orange, give me a break, gold relays. And as you can see, the quality of this build is nothing but amazing. I don't remember who I got them from, but these are unreal. Now this prop, I know exactly where I got it from. I got it from Bruce Columby, and it's the SID. It's got the O2 bottle from the airplanes, all the connectors. I'd like to replace these to resin amphenols with real ones, because I do have them. Moving down the line here, here's a real Grimes emergency light. You don't get to see these too often. I don't know, I probably ended up buying 5 of them. Here's another masterpiece. Now this masterpiece was built originally by Robert Mosley. However, I sent it to Bruce and he reworked the whole thing. There were some original parts I wanted added to this. Now my car, hopefully when it's all said and done, will have hundreds of original parts. And when I say that, hundreds, I'm talking relays, terminal relays, real Grimes light, real box, real switches, real wire, just like what was used in Ghostbusters. But this is the famous overhead console. Now if I flip it over, you can see where it was built by Robert Mosley, but it was modified by the magic of Bruce Colum. And that was in 2009. But what's unique about this is that every switch and every button controls something on the DeLorean Time Machine. So let me cover this jewel to keep her safe and move on to the next toy. Okay? These are parts of the bulkhead, these aluminum parts here, and there's 2 here and 2 there. I'm not sure if Bruce is going to really use those. He wants to leave the glass window in place. I bought some backup sensors, choice of license plates. This is interesting here. This is the original lighting for the DeLorean I got from Bruce, and as you can see, even back in the day it wasn't cheap. But this has a blue light that goes through this cabling here, and it's got the control mechanisms here, and it lights up the car. Whether he's going to use that, I don't know. Well, what we have right here is an amazing jewel. You won't see too many of these. This was built by Bruce Cullum, and what's unique about it is it has two parts that attach to the car. So with this remote control, you can function whatever you want. You can use whatever you want. And that's pretty awesome. Okay. So now moving on to this table here. I have a worm emitter built by Joe Washer. And those are stainless steel pipes that go under the door. And that's the famous Pioneer grill that needs to be put on the front of the worm emitter. The worm emitter already has lights. Okay, moving over here to this table now. If I can get here safely. We have on the floor, those are the flex bands. What's unique about them is they're made out of stainless steel. On the table are more terminal blocks. This hose cover here goes on the passenger side of the pontoon. These are original military hoses from planes, different sizes and different hoses and stuff that we'll need. Right here are the valves to run the CO2. These hoses were purchased for the reactor. I think they might be a little big. Here's some Dynomat insulation. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that the proceeds from this car are going to go to cancer research. They're going to go for scholarship funds for laboratory technicians in the field of cancer. So that's the total purpose of this project. It didn't start that way, but it's going to end that way. And hopefully what I'd like to do is lotto the car off using a Florida lotto, and the monies that are made go to a scholarship fund at the University of Florida. But anyway, Bruce, take a look and let me know what you think.